What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here. Wanted to take a moment to share with you guys my disc collection. I've been playing since 2012, and so I've acquired quite a few discs, as you can see. And the best part is that inside these boxes, well, that's not even scratching the surface. Welcome to my disc collection. Before diving in, I'm gonna ask Brian, how are you doing today? Are you having a good one? Now, if I were to go super deep here and take you through every single possible detailed disc, well, that could be like a 45-minute to an hour video. We're going to try to keep this a lot shorter than that. I have some really cool sections and some discs that are a bit older, some discs that are obviously a lot newer, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and especially as a disc golf YouTuber, I get sent a lot of discs, so that collection has grown quite a bit, and I want to show you some of my favorites. Okay, so before we even dive into the discs, I have to talk about the accessories, you know, get the boring stuff out of the way first. Here in the bins, and the pink bin is my travel setup for like when I vend and I go to a tournament or things like that. I've got like my tablecloth, my displays, Robbie C disc dots, stuff like that. All stuff that's kind of locked inside here that I have for sale. And then these are actually leftover custom stamps from the first run that we did with Foundation with the owl stamp. So still have some of those. And then this one is Robbie C t-shirts from past events and things like that. If I have leftovers, or I mean like a super fan and they don't have any merch or anything like that, I can always hook them up. I've got my monopod and my tripod, my cart that I use for when I play tournaments, and then I have some boxes behind me. We'll dive into more of the boxes when we finish walking through the racks, because the boxes, probably these are some of the most special discs are here in the boxes. There's one rack that tops it, but yeah. We also here, this is obviously my disc golf bag that I use. I use the Pioneer V4. 4 hasn't come out yet, but this is a little teaser, a colorway that we're going to be dropping. It's got red and black, and if you know the channel, that might fit. So still have some modifications we're looking to make to this one in terms of the colorway. This is my sort of like accessories cart. So the top thing is literally just all towels. I got backup flight towels in here as well. And then other times, like I'll play a tournament or something, and I'll get like a random towel. And so those just kind of go in here, and if I have to give stuff away and I don't have any flight towels to give away, towels come there. And then this is literally just all minis. We got Foundation minis. I have TrashPanda minis. I have a wood mini from Barnwood minis. I've got a metal mini from my first ever sponsorship, Airwolf Athletics. First company to ever sponsor me. Super cool. Flight towel. This was super cool. This is something they were doing. They might still be doing it, but it's the like the center cut they didn't want to waste. They cut discs up to make the fobs, and they didn't want to waste the middles on all of them. So they have minis that are that. This is from DS Discs. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if DS is still doing their stuff, but it's a magnetized mini, 3D printed, but it's magnetized, so clips onto your bag. Super cool there. But that really takes me to the bottom drawer, which is grip equipment. So I've got Atlas chalk bags in here for when we need that. I've got backup grip bags as well, disc dot grip bags. So got a lot of options in there for backups, especially grip solutions and things like that. Very important to have. Let's head into the discs. All right. So I've got 3 practice bags here that all have a different functional purpose. So these 2 bags are the most important. That third bag is just like extra putting putters and things like that, and backups. This is my personal fieldwork bag, which is inner cores, polecats, and novas. If I'm trying to really work on form change and trying to see like, am I doing what I'm supposed to? These are 3 different discs that I feel like show me what I'm doing wrong if I'm like over forcing things like that. So really enjoy those. The polecats are becoming a little more sensitive as we're adding more power to the throw, but the Novas have always been a tried and true thing, and the inner core is just a better feeling Nova. So that's that bag. And then this one is when I go do lessons with people, especially beginners. This is sort of like my hodgepodge beginner bag. So it's got everything from like this is an AVR3, a Star AVR3, which is what I putted with originally. We've got Wizard that my guy Too Tall Dies actually died for me when he was working at Gateway. Robbie C on there. I've got Mako 3, Panthers by Innova. And then I have some like stable drivers in there as well. So we can really work on a variety of things, but that's my fieldwork bag and my lessons bag. And then, like I said, black bag is practice putters. We want to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Hyzer Disc Racks. As we've been going through the collection, you may notice that one set of the storage solution looks really nice in comparison to the hand-built shelf that I have just kind of tucked away in a corner. The three things that I appreciate most about Hyzer Disc Racks are, first, the quality of them. It is such a nice real wood option that is so beautiful, and the customization takes it to a whole nother level. You have the opportunity to put any logo that you're looking at in the logo slot. I'm stoked that they were able to put in some Robbie C logos from mine, but if you're like a huge, I don't know, Minnesota Vikings fan, I'm sure you can get that logo put in there too. And the third thing that I really like is that they're modular. So you don't have to go big and buy the 4-stack all at once. You can, especially even if you have a smaller collection of discs, you can buy one rack and slowly add up over time, and this collection works together so that over time you could just transition all of your storage solutions to Hyzer Disc Racks. I know my wife couldn't be happier. The discs are not going to be stored all over the house, and that where they're stored is going to look beautiful so that we stop having to hide it behind a curtain and we can actually prominently display them, because these racks are a beautiful piece of furniture and a great addition to your house. So if you want to support what they're doing as they support what we're doing here on the Robbie C channel, make sure you head over to the link in the description to check them out over at Hyzer Disc Racks. Starting from top down, we got two discs right here. These are discs that are currently being given away to the Birdie fam. Got one of the Gummy Champion Pigs with the Wonder Bread foil from Infinite, and then an It that we threw on day 12, I want to say. Giving these two away to the Birdie fam in the month of December. Let's talk about what we got going on here on the shelf. So starting with the top shelf, this right here is our content creation section. This is like content creation discs that don't really fit in a lot of other spaces. Never really going to go to them for anything other than like, oh, we need to make a video about this. So the discs we have in here are, we have the Franklin Discs starter set with the RT Night Owl, the Arrow, and the Albatross. So I like that the Night Owl is already claimed. So as someone who wants to make an owl disc, Night Owl's taken, but we still have Snow Owl, which is really good as an option. This is from the company that makes Bear Bite discs, custom print. I think it's called like NSH Custom or something like that, but they 3D print their discs. But this one, super weird. It's got like different grips and things like that. Yeah, just a very odd disc, but it's 3D printed, and yeah, flies quite differently. We've got a Koi by Elevation Discs, rubbery. You have the Groove, Innova Champion Discs, super classic. And then you've got the last four here are, you've got the Turbo Putt. A lot of people never seen one of those before, the Turbo Putt, but it's got ridges on the edges for you to kind of hold on to. Turbo Putt. This is not PDGA legal. It says PDGA approved on it, but then they unapproved it. And then we have the Meta Tilt, we have the first run tilt, and then we have the full tilt. So we've got all three ranges of tilts. You know, you can't be in content creation and not have all the tilts. So that is content creation section. Then we jump over the divider, and from here down, these are all overstable putt and approach discs. So a big fan of overstable putt and approach discs. I obviously talk about them a lot. I've got a pig tattoo, just like mad chillin' here. Definitely, like I said, huge fan of just pigs and overstable putt approach discs in general. So I try to make sure that as I'm going through here that I have a lot of the popular options that are out there represented. So we'll just dive into a couple. This section right here, super interesting. From here to here, pretty sure, yeah, is all slammers, but not like Ricky slammers. These are all like old classic original slammers. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And then we have the modern Saki Bomb slammers. We've got harps, the Cenis, little thumb track action. Cenis, another not really popular one. Anvil, Culprit. Yeah, so trilogy there. And then we have Discraft. So we've got zones. There's a really cool black Get Freaky zone that we have. So a lot of people, when I talked about the Champion Gummy, the Gummy Champion, a lot of people told me to like compare it to Crystal Flex, but Crystal Flex is not as gummy as this Banger Top. So got those. I got the Breaker by DGA, really cool breaker that Tyler Brickley sent me when he was still with DGA. Then we jumped to Prodigy. I've got an A5. I've got a A3 with the Deathly Hollow stamp. You can tell that I loved the A2, and I mentioned it in day 8 of Vlogmas, but if I wouldn't have found the pig, the A2 would have been the disc for me. Got a really cool from Creators Cup last year. A2 signed by Chantel. Disc Golf Pro Tour winner Chantel. I got the Baobab with my boy Cujo on it, Hayden Kujala out of Georgia. If you guys have ever played the Compound, definitely, I would say one of my top 3 favorite courses in Georgia. Private course on his parents' property. We got the Lasso by Mint Discs, the Stego. People could argue that the Stego probably needs to move to the content creation section. We got an all black Entropy. You're going to see some discs throughout here that I do an event with my Patreon every March where Birdie Fam takes over Birmingham. I invite everyone to come into town, and so I do a ton of CTPs and giveaways. So all year I'm like hunting down news sections and things like that. So I found this blacked out Entropy and was like, man, that's going to be a really cool CTP. Then we get to Innova right here to close it out for overstable putt and approach discs. So have some classics in here. Disc that really changed my game and introduced me to overstable putt and approach discs was the AVR X3. Love this disc. I know Big Germ, signature disc for him. Really nice, overstable flight, but it's not like crazy overstable. I think the AVR X3 gets overlooked a lot. In fact, before Calvin bagged the Toro, he was throwing as his straight flyer. He had DX AVR X3s that he'd beat in. So have that. We got a Rhino in Champion plastic. We have a Calvin Toro because gotta support my boy Vinny. And then this right here is the fun part. And this is where we're going to start the pig counter because, guys, we own a lot of pigs. And we'll let this video just kind of showcase how many pigs you see. And I don't even honestly know that we're going to see all of them. There's 3 in my bag, my disc golf bag, so that starts us at 3. These always stay near the top of my shelf because one of the things is that while they've not released the pig in premium plastic, they have released the pig in a lot of other plastics besides our Pro. So we try to make sure that we have like a representation across. So you have the Galactic XT plastic. You have Glow Nexus plastic pig. This is a beat-in Ricky Glow pig. Definitely going to have an ace with that one. This is just stock R Pro from the Robbie C subscription box. Don't throw pigs, or throw pigs, don't eat them. Fun. I have a pig tattoo, so this is a pig with a Robbie C tattoo. This is a fresh Ricky pig and the R Pro Glow plastic. So, and then this is also another stock R Pro. Gotta have a couple stock R Pros. My guy Gilbert Mata sent me this. And so really, really cool from Santa Cruz, Surf City Open, Huntington Beach. So try to keep these, like I said, nice and accessible. So that way, if anyone ever asks like, oh, hey, have you ever tried this plastic, this thing? I always have an answer for that. This second row is just all putters. So from here over is Trilogy. Some cool things. My friend Ben Swam. This is EMAC Judges. This is a classic blend EMAC Judge. I really love the Eco Plastic by Latitude, or the Eco Plastic by Trilogy. And so I putted with Eco EMAG Judges for a long time. So that is what all of these, hunting down the white ones, because they only came out in a Trilogy challenge. And so I actually went to that Trilogy challenge knowing that I probably was going to love the Eco EMAG Judge. And I just walked up with a box of discs. And when people finished the round, I was like, hey, did you like the putter? And if they said no, I just traded them. Anything from the bag, one disc for one disc. I lost a lot of great discs that day, but I gained a lot of EMAG Judges. For any of our Asheville people, got a little like Highland Brewing dagger. Prodigy, we have a PA4 and from Minnesota Wild. I got a really cool PA3. And then from here all the way to here, yep, is Innova. Nothing really cool. The Animal, man, what a disc, what an opportunity for a mold that Innova thought was going to be big and just flopped. Like, would love to know in the comments if you guys have friends that throw the Animal, because I feel like this disc got released and then just went nowhere. We got a little gyro section here. My gyro section probably has some of the cooler stuff in it. So we have, we got a prototype Watt from my guy Eric Husman, who's the community manager MVP. He sent me one of these, and he sent me the Gleesh from Simon when they signed. So I have those two. Galactus, my friend Adam dyed a glitch for me. So if I ever have to play with a glitch, this is the one I end up using. Really, really sick dye that he put on that one. Found this in a used bin. This is probably one of the coolest gyro discs that I own. This is a proxy prototype. Found, like I said, Electron Proxy prototype, found it in a used bin. I like finding prototype discs. That's that. And then from here, we got Discraft. I don't really have that many cool like Discraft putters. Probably the coolest Discraft putter I have is this guy right here, a 2020 Tour Series Macbeth. Yeah, Luna. This run, I didn't realize these were going to be so expensive because of the boom and all that, but I probably owned 10 of these at one point, kept buying them, and then I started giving them away to people. This and 4 Claw Zones. Probably 2 Discraft discs that I gave the most away of, because at the time I really didn't like Discraft that much. I kept buying them because I was finding them for like decent deals, and then I flipped them, and then I thought about bagging Lunas and throwing them for a little while, but I really liked this run, and then they were like 90 bucks a piece at some point, so I didn't end up doing that. So I had to settle for last year's Go stamps. These are a really good run of Lunas. Really like that one. Last few putters down here is my little off section, or my randos. Have a little Whammo Frisbee with a little like thumb track, a little groove track on it. Super cool. One of the first events that like asked me to come out and helped me get there. Iceberg Challenge, Bloomington, Indiana. Doing it again this year, same weekend as the Northeast Disc Golf Expo. So sadly I can't come back to defend my horrible performance up there, but really love this Iceberg event little Madrone. Jesse ran these with AGL. That's all the cool ones. This is the twin to, not identical, fraternal twin to my Sensei that I have in my bag right now. We have Dying to Fly. Spencer Atkins, birdie fan member, dyed this up for me. Let's talk mid-ranges. From here to here that's Trilogy. We've got Justices. This one's really special to me. I want to say my first tournament ace was with this Bounty. Someone dyed it up. This is also why I love Trilogy challenges. This is my first Trilogy challenge that I ever played, was the one with the Bounty in it. Shout out to my guy Chris Zagone, who currently boyfriend of Sarah Hokum. You guys may recognize him there caddying for Sarah. This is when he was on Westside Gatekeeper. Discmania, I don't really have that many Discmania discs. I basically just have Origins for mid-range from Discmania. Funny enough, I don't own an MD3. I got 3 Origins. The black one, super cool. Friends don't let friends throw black discs that aren't approach discs. This is a funny one that I was putting these on the shelves. I realized this is a Matrix by MVP, signed by Bo McLaughlin, who we had on for the bag swap on day 13. Sorry, Bo. Sorry I didn't get in contact with you about this disc. Glow Reactor, uplink, gotta have it. Some hexes. I've got some cool Discraft, also some random stuff in here. I have the like UV CT buzzes from Discraft, or from Foundation. I like those. I liked destroying them a good bit. Probably one of my favorite videos I've ever been a part of was that destroying discs for them. I have this Lone Star, a Texas Ranger. Very intrigued by this disc. I have only thrown other people's Texas Rangers. The hard part is, for me, I like where my mids are at. So it's really, I'm a big mold minimalization guy. And so this is a really beautiful Texas Ranger. And I like having it as an option for like if people want to try it. A lot of discs that I own, you'll find that I don't throw them, but I like to use my disc as like a library for people who want to try stuff, so that I can be like, oh, hey, if you're interested, just let me know, and if I have it, you can borrow it, throw it for a little while, whatever it may be. And then we go here, and we're in the Innova section. I don't have that many cool Innova mids. Probably like the weirdest one I have is this like Halo Wombat 3. We got a Halo Wombat 3, but we can't make a stinking Halo pig. Yeah, I got lions. I like the lion a lot. If you've never tried the lion as an alternative, if you don't like the rock, the lion is a great alternative that I think a lot of people overlook. Fairways, that's what this whole bottom row is here. We got fairways here, and then we have a couple fairways over in this section as well. Fairway drivers, mold that I really love that's not in the bag right now, I'll go ahead and tell you, is the Evader. Yep, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really love it. I think it's a great like straight flyer, but the Stalker is doing that for me right now. I really like how the Stalker's feeling and flying. So right now the Evader is just not really earning that spot in the bag, but I've got lots of backups. I have lots of plastics of that. Another disc very similar to the Evader that I really like, but it just didn't make the bag. The Frio Lone Star's Bravo plastic. I love Lone Star's Bravo plastic, which might be like weird considering I've said that I don't like the Gummy Champ Pig. If I'm primarily forehanding a disc, don't love for it to be super gummy. If I'm going to be forehanding it on a regular basis, I don't like it for it to be gummy. But for backhand, this feels really good. I like this a lot. If you're looking for the flippiest ESP stings available, these Ace Run 2017. Yeah, 2017 Ace Run ESP stings, flippiest stings out there. So when I decided to get away from having so much Innova in my bag, which you'll find is a theme here shortly, trying to replace Firebirds, one of the first discs I went to was the Raptor. So I've got this white Raptor that I was going to have someone die if I bagged it. Got the Yuli Raptor with the Ghost stamp, super cool. Silas actually dyed this foiled Wonder Bread Raptor for me. And then I got 2 cap wraps, but I throw felons instead. A little Infinite and some DX Leopards to close it out before we head over to the other shelves. And we'll fly through those, and then we'll dive into the boxes to close things out. Because the boxes, like I said, that's the cool stuff. Okay, so a couple bag things here. Old grit bag. This was a bag that I fell in love with. That is a live spider on the wall. Let's go kill that real fast. I have my fade bag that was the first ever big bag that I received. So I hold on to these. This is my wife's bag. She's got some cool discs in there. Continuing fairway conversation. I have the rest of my Innova fairways are tucked right here. I love this Valkyrie. It was like super beat in, really lightweight, easy flip machine when I was on Team Innova. Truly one of my favorites. Thunderbirds. This is my Firebird section, a little sexy bird action. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Josh White at Overthrow gave me this one. I don't remember. Yeah, 20. I just almost said 2017, but I think that's what it is. I think it's a 2017. April Fool's Day. Nate drew this stamp himself. I've got 2 of the 22s. And then 3 of the 21s. I actually got this one in the holiday disc swap. We jumped to distance drivers. Not anything really that crazy. All of my Discraft is right here. Discraft and Discraft Made, Crank, Onyx. I've got a prototype Hades, but like at this point, protos weren't really that like uncommon. Most people could get their hands on a proto. I have this really beautiful bottom stamped Ezra Nuke from the Foundation. I got a Firestorm. Shout out to my boy Michael Roby. My cool Innova is going to be in a box that you guys are going to see in a moment. A couple first run Graces, Rives, Proto Adder, Yeet. Gotta have the Yeet in the distance driver collection. 3 more shelves to show, and then we'll talk about the bags. So this section right here, and then these are all flash discs. So it's pretty much their entire lineup. I don't have any of the double stamp stuff. I don't know if I just didn't create enough content around what they were looking for there. And then this shelf, these are all set aside for a video that we're going to shoot here soon. These are Raiders and Destroyers. This is also really fun, like your bag tags that you get throughout the years. Just holding on to them. What do you guys do with your bag tags at the end of the season? This is all molds that I currently bag and aren't in a backup box that I take with me to tournaments that I'll show you guys here in a second. So you may have noticed that there is another shelf that sits above all the rest of them. Even before I got the Heiser disc racks, this has always been mounted up here. My brother actually for Christmas one year, my middle brother made this for me. So cool. What usually ends up on this shelf is discs that are going to people, discs that I'm using. That's this side. And then this is my, like, in case of a fire. These all have some form of sentimental value and a story to them, so I'll dive through those. I've got this is Fort Gordon, Georgia Observant Discos Volante. My guy Patrick Lee sent this to me. Patrick is a Birdie fan member who, like, is one of the first Birdie fan members. You don't play favorites, right? He is so caring, one of the nicest people I've ever met. And Patrick always sending out encouraging words, and I don't know how that man has like a sixth sense to my life, but I feel like every time that like strife hits Patrick, it's like a radar goes off that he's like should reach out and say something. So Patrick sent me this, and so I keep it, literally it stays right there so that when I go out and I go into my shelf, like it's there, and reminds me of, man, Patrick cares. Arrow of Athletics, like I said, first ever sponsor that I ever got. This is a Firebird. I remember getting a box of a couple discs and being like, whoa, this is crazy. I got these for free. What? These are the King and Queen. You got a Star Pig and a Blizzard Champion Pig. Super cool. This is my first ever ace on camera first shot. I got this in a doubles video with Brody Smith, and so I got Foundation. We were filming NADGT Championships. This was from the Players Pack, biggest tournament to this day that I've ever played in. I honestly think this was like, they're just by numbers was more people than the Pro Tour event that I played. So this is really cool. Also, where I met Apollo Disc Golf, I met David Marino out at this event as well. So this is from my first ever run of custom stamped discs with OTB, Owl Pig, just super special. Seeing your logo on a disc for the first time, insane. 2019 Gucci Pig. This is such a good run of pigs. These are rare. The 2020 Tank Pigs are some of the like most sought after ones. These were so good. Really fun to have. This is just the original Gucci Pigs. I love this little piggy. And then you have another Blizzard Champion Pig. This was the first time I ever felt a premium plastic pig. Trade these guys out. You've got a Lone Star Discs. Honestly, I don't even know what this mold is. But I got it because this is the event that I caddied for Brody this year. Really fun. Good memories of like caddying. First time caddying for a Pro Tour player, and hopefully not the last by any means. And then my friend Will from Swanky Disc Golf actually gave this to me as a reminder to our first Vlogmas that we ever did. So this throws back to a video that I saw on Foundation's channel where Paul Macbeth went through his disc collection, and he started pulling putters from memorable moments. And so that's what I started doing, was putters that like had a story to them. So this is the putter I was using when I won my first ever tournament. Classic Blend Warden. I used to call these things car tires because they used to roll away all the stinking time. This was my first Pro Tour that I played, actually MCO, Ecoplastic EMAC Judge. This is what I won my first MPO event, or the first MPO win that I got. This is what I was putting with, and then this was the putter that I ended up using during my first Pro Tour. So another little fun fact about me on my putting putters, you have to have a unique mark on them, and some people will sign all of their discs, but I actually, on all of my putting putters, I put like those 4 little dots. I don't know why, I just do. And then as you saw on day 16, we are working on max distance, so these are all overweight dunes. But let's dive into the boxes, shall we? So we got camera back. That's important. So this box right here is all of my backups. When I go travel for a tournament, I have a bag full of like backup towels and things like that that I'll bring with me. And then this is backups to all the molds that I'm currently bagging. It's a little misshapen right now because I pulled the destroyers and wraiths out. It's got pigs in there. Actually, I only have 2 pigs in there right now. Honestly, that probably needs to change. This is a fun one. This is, for those of you who don't know, when they dropped the first ever run of Zone OS's, they actually made some that the flight numbers on them actually said beef instead of the usual numbers. So white box here has, this is Premier Discs. Premier Discs based out of South Dakota, I want to say it is. I love their molds. War Pigeon, War Dove, and the War Bear. I really want to putt with the War Pigeon. I really like how this disc feels. I like how it flies. I like the shape of the mold. The problem is I don't love their base plastic. It's just a little bit too gummy for me in the middle, but I keep all of the Premier Disc stuff to the side because if I'm being honest, I think if there's ever a world that I'm going to have a chance to like help have an influence on a mold, and the War Owl existing, the War Owl would be pretty sick. I had never heard of Premier Disc until Vlogmas last year, and then they ended up sponsoring a video, and so that's how I got to know them, and loved it. This right here is Robbie C and Birdie Fam stamped discs. So from this year's event, Birdie Fam takes over Birmingham. We had Toros and we had Polecats that we did. And then last year, the first year we did it, we had Underworlds and Saints, just Saint Pros. And then this right here, just a little sneak, a little gyro rim. These are the only ones that I have. Beauties from the 50K celebration. Very many of them. All the rest, like, we had so few extra made. We'll get to this guy last. Okay, so this is Cool Innova. Cool Innova. I have a G-Star crate with the 2-time world champ Paul Macbeth. I have a Rock 3 with the 2-time world champ stamp. I've got this is a 2-line AJ Destroyer. This is a 2-line AJ Destroyer that Josh hooked me up with both of those. Little Airwolf Athletics Wraith I think I'm about to pull out. Stingray? Yeah, Star Stingray. This is the first mid-range that I ever purchased. Still flips up and flies like I had beauty today. And then a mold, once again, that I really love that I'm not bagging right now is the Eagle. Eagle's one of my all-time favorite molds. All right, this, for those of you who don't know, you've not been following the channel very long, for a year I was on Team Innova. And when you're on Team Innova, you have allotments that you can get, discs, gear, all that jazz. And so this is all team stamped. Literally every disc in here, team stamped. So we've got AVRs, we have Turns, we have Firebirds, Destroyers, Wraiths, team stamped Eagles, infused Eagles, Pig. 11 of those being team stamp pigs. This box right here, it's the most war torn. Can you guess what's in here? I go in this box a lot. This gets taken with me quite often to field work, and it's just all pigs. It's just a whole box of pigs. I would be lying if there aren't more pigs hanging on the wall behind me in my office. I've got a pig problem. Taking you outside the video real fast, we have a couple things on the desk. We have another pig sitting right here from working with a group of students and helping with an after-school program one day. We've got Vegeta Pig, just died, super cool. Chef Goldblum on a Stego. We've got one of my students, Brendan Hauser, went and played in Amber Junior Worlds, and that is disc that he sent me. Actually smells like banana. Eric hooked me up with his Simon Sign Hex. Another pig, one of the prettiest ones from my first run. Destruction Disc. Enforcer, died with the villains of the Star Wars franchise. Iceberg from the tournament that I got to go to. First ever custom run at Foundation. Darkside Dies. Valkyrie was one of my staples. You have Brody for Ultimate Disc. 100K Foundation. Diet Coke on a soda from Clash. Bards of the Board Game Podcast. Died by my guy Derek. It's on a Wraith. AVR 3 with the Mufasa die. That was actually the putter I won my first tournament with. Galactus died me up Orbit Felon. This is a Calvin Heimberg stamped Polecat. Felon from my first ever sponsor. Gummy Champ Pig to commemorate the day that we decided that publicly in the modern era we made premium plastic pigs. Destruction Disc Zone. Vision Bolt from my guy Eric. AVRX3, first ever ace. Intercore, first ever ace on camera. First ever AVRX3 I ever owned. First ever custom run. That one fell down, but it's a walk from my boys at Overthrow. Foundation double stamp Venom. That fell down. It's a Vandal that I dyed myself. And then these two are just cool discs. Katrina Allen 2-time when she clutched up in Utah, and then just a cool DX Rock. But now we head back to the video. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, touring the collection. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Seeing some of the behind the scenes, would love to know what was your favorite section or favorite disc that you saw in the collection. Like I said, I treat my disc collection like a library that people can use and borrow at any time. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I know this probably isn't the most exciting video in the world. For some people, this is going to be like a super exciting video, so just not really sure which ones. Anywho, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. But for now, we're going to leave you with the birdie.